This is the big one. So I've been doing the stadium designs for this is going to be my third week, and this is the big one because it's the stadium design as the whole, and that's probably what I did food and accessories, I did fans and atmosphere, and you think about those, but you probably when you think about the best stadiums, you think about the design the most. So I'm gonna put my list right up here, and we're gonna go over controversial ones. We're going to go over the ones I've been to mostly. I'll overline them, but if you have questions about why I think, you know, one is one way or the other that I didn't go over, feel free to leave them. But anyways, so here is my list. Like I said, at the S tier, we got the Rockies. I've been there. That's a great stadium. I kind of have a bias towards West Coast stadiums, as you can see, and I definitely have a bias towards big stadiums. The Rockies holds 51,000. They've got the outfield is amazing. Obviously, home runs flying all over. I just love the park as a whole. One I really want to go to that I haven't been to is Safeco. As you can see, rated that S tier. Also, Safeco looks really cool in Seattle. All the Seattle stadiums look really cool, but especially that one. That's one I have not gone to and I would love to get out to. And then you just got Petco Park. I don't love the surrounding area, and I'm not a huge fan of San Diego, but man, that park is awesome. I've walked by there. I have not gone to a game there. And then the Dodgers, as you can see, I'm a fan of big stadiums, but also that one's got a little classic feel to it. So let's go A tier. A tier, we have the Marlins, and obviously the Marlins have ranked really low on some other categories here, especially fan and atmosphere. But let's be real, they have an awesome stadium. That's why the MLB holds all of their events there. And I've been there, so I can say this. I went there opening week a while ago, and it was empty, of course. But I'm not a huge indoor guy either, as you'll see through these rankings. But an awesome stadium. And then you got the Cardinals, looks great. Royals, I think, is a very underrated stadium. I've not been there, but I'm a White Sox fan, AL Central fan, so I've studied the Central stadiums a little bit. By far, my favorite Central stadium. I like the outdoors feel of it. I remember when they're in the playoffs, it was rocking in there. It's a little bit of a smaller stadium. I think it's under 40,000, but it looks beautiful. I can't explain why. I like the Pepsi porch out there and the waterfall. So then you got the Braves. I think that's self-explanatory. That's a nice new stadium. The Angels, some might be surprised that I have this high up. I think the Angels, I went there also. They killed my White Sox when I was there, but they've got a really I like the ones with like something in the outfield. So the Royals, it was the waterfall and the Pepsi porch. This was kind of like the fire, like light that baby up. That was pretty cool. The Giants, some people might be surprised that I don't have as S tier. I think the Giants is great. I think the surrounding area is probably the best in all of MLB. You got you can go canoe and catch the ball, right? But the stadium itself is nice. Upper deck is probably a great view. But I wouldn't call it S tier. But the surrounding area makes you think it might be S tier. So definitely an A I could see even higher. Then the Mets, I think, is another great big stadium that is done right. So the B tier, we'll go through that. The Blue Jays, a lot of people don't like the Blue Jays from what I've been to or from what I've heard, but I think they've got a great, I think they've got a nice, you got the Toronto Tower peeking out. I think they've got something nice going on. Astros B, Rangers B. Some people might be surprised that's not higher. Again, me personally, I'm not a huge American League or not American, but like a big, an indoor stadium fan, but I think they've done that right too. You got the Brewers a B. Brewers are very solid. Yankees, Orioles. I think Camden Yards is pretty underrated too. It's a smaller looking stadium. It's kind of enclosed in the city a little bit. I think Camden Yards is very pretty though. You got the Diamondbacks, nothing super special. The Red Sox is nice because it's old. But compared to some of the newer stadium, I don't think it plays too much. The Pirates, now some people might be a little surprised that I have that as a B. But and again, the same thing with the Giants. The view is gorgeous. There's no doubting that. Just the stadium, there's nothing super special, but the view definitely makes up for it. The Reds is a really nice ballpark. It's always empty, but Great American's got another great view of a river. And then the Twins is a very interesting ballpark too. Like the Orioles, it's a little more enclosed. It's right in the middle of the city, but it's a nice structure. And then C, kind of getting down to the basement dwellers a little bit, you got the Rays. I don't have them as the worst category. I think I don't like the stadium if I'm being honest, but they do it okay. You got the Tigers. Nothing super special about that. Phillies and the Sox fan. Again, our atmosphere, I think, is great. The stadium design, I think it does speak for itself a little bit. And then the Nationals. And then to close it out in my lowest category, I'll probably catch some hate for this, but I do have the Cubs down there. Again, atmosphere, top tier. The stadium is old. I think the renovations killed it. They took all the originality that Fenway still has that Wrigley doesn't have now. I got that towards the bottom end. I didn't know how to make an F category, but the A's would be there if I did.